A current senior State Department official who used to work with Ambassador Marie Yovanovitch has spoken to CBS News, and that source has a scathing assessment of President Trump. The official reacted to the president's tweets about Yovanovitch during her congressional testimony Friday. They said it showed Mr. Trump, quote, doesn't respect our Constitution, our career public servants, the State Department, and frankly doesn't understand how our government works, end quote. Well, for more on this, I want to bring in CBS News White House producer Finn Gomez, who joins us now by phone. So, Finn, what exactly did the senior State Department official tell you about Marie Yovanovitch and the president?
Well, specifically, it's about it centers around the tweet that is the controversial tweet by the president during Yovanovitch's testimony yesterday, of course. And the official told me that, as you mentioned, that it showed that the president doesn't respect the Constitution, public servants, or the State Department, and it doesn't understand how government works. Moreover, the official said that the president was legitimately live tweeting harassing comments directed towards Yovanovitch, and, quote, he is not presidential for doing that. So it's really, like you said, like you mentioned, Arena, really scathing remarks towards the president from this current senior State Department official.
And Finn, you also talked about Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. What did this official have to say about him?
Well, one of the things that the State Department official conveyed to CBS News was that there is a morale problem at the State Department, according to this official, and specifically that the Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is still, quote, still not standing up for us. And so this opportunity this past week to show State Department officials, ambassadors, senior State Department officials up testifying in front of Congress has essentially increased the morale of the current State Department officials because they see this. They see what they say represents the State Department at its best. A lot of these people are career officials who put country over anything else, country over politics. And they show that's what they represent, this official was saying.
You know, a lot of officials at the State Department feel that the department has been gutted. Did the official talk about that at all?
Yes. So specifically, again, like as you mentioned, there's this criticism towards Secretary Pompeo because the State Department official says that the Secretary of State, the current Secretary of State, is not standing up for the State Department core. But also that there's been a lack of focus and attention on the resources that the State Department needs. They also feel that the State Department official also feels that the Trump administration has lost its focus in terms of foreign policy, and they're not as effective and not using, as you know, the president has often criticized the deep state. Which include, officials over the State Department that he believes are working against him. And they feel that all these criticisms towards the State Department has effectively affected how they do business, essentially, how they interact with foreign governments, how they interact with foreign policy and other officials. So
Finn, overall, what do you think this means? What do you think this official was trying to tell you overall about the State Department right now?
This State Department official is a respected individual who really has a pretty storied career, and I think more than anything, it's like this impeachment process serves as a tipping point where a lot of these officials at the State Department, ambassadors, diplomats, can finally say, publicly in a way, through these officials that are testifying, that they're not the bad guy, that they are essentially a needed and necessary component of government, and especially internationally. And they take it, like I mentioned, they've taken some hits recently from the president, and they feel now it's a time to kind of stand up and say these things are not true.
Finn Gomez, thank you so much, Finn.